first question is, what do I need? What supplies do I need to get started? Hi, Wayne White here. I'm a watercolor artist, and if you're just beginning to paint watercolors and you want to paint watercolors, your first question is, what do I need? What supplies do I need to get started? Well, to begin with, you need paint, watercolor paint, and several brands of watercolor paint. I advise buy the ones that are on sale, but if you're just starting, buy the student grade, which is Cranston. I don't have any Cranston. I use the more professional color paints, but student grade is just fine. Just remember, even the student grade, the only difference is the student paints have less pigment than the professional watercolor paints. So if you're using Cranston, which is the #1 student, you just use more pigment when you're painting. Then when you get further along, then you can go into a brand, the Black Art Store in Berkeley. I have Graham watercolors, which I like very much. They're a product I believe are made in Oregon. There are many brands. Winsor Newton is a famous brand located in England. They're excellent watercolors. Their claim is they sell you paints in a bigger tube, like this size. This is the Mincy. So you get a lot more paint for your money from this brand. But any brand is fine. Don't be concerned about getting the right brand. Other essentials you need is a palette. So I have, if you're painting, it depends on how you're painting. If you're painting plein air, which I do mostly, then you need a traveling palette. This I use for traveling. I have several of these. I have much smaller ones too. As you can see, I keep it clean, and but you don't have to worry about that. They're supposed to be messy. If you ever saw a picture of a famous watercolor artist palette, they'll look just like this. So don't worry about having it neat and clean. What else do you need? Paper. Paper, I think, of the three main elements of watercolor painting: paint, brushes, paper. To my mind, paper is the most important. There are several weights of paper. They go all the way from 90 pound up to 300 pound. 300 pound, of course, being the heaviest. I have an example. This painting here is on 300 pound and really stiff as a board. They're nice because when you paint on this 300 pound paper, it doesn't wrinkle. You don't have to worry about wrinkling. On the other hand, it doesn't accept paint the way I like. The way I paint, I like 140 pounds, which is the most useful and, to my mind, the most practical, and a fraction of the cost of 300 pounds. This is 90 pounds here, and this was in a watercolor pad, and it was part of a block. Well, a block means that it's glued. It's glued on all sides, on the edges, so it can't buckle. So you can paint right on that without it buckling. So that's where this one came from. But unless you buy a block, I wouldn't use 90 pound. What else do you need? When you do your painting, then you're going to need to mat it. A painting always looks better in a mat. So you can, at the art store, you can buy a mat of the size you want. Buy a single frame mat like this, or you can let's see, well, you can get a double frame mat like this, where it has the regular mat and an insert mat. And they you can get it with two or three inserts for that matter, but a double mat's always nice if you can afford it or you want to cut your own. But like here's a sketch I did of the San Francisco skyline, and you see how much better it looks in a mat? There we go, see that? What color mats to use? It depends on the painting. You're always safe to get a neutral color. An off-white is good. An off-white, an off-beige color, light beige, even a light gray, depending on the subject. So I think you can determine that yourself. Like I said, you need, when you're out painting, you need to bring your water with you. And I have this flask that I keep water in. It's also good to carry your brandy in. The brandy and watercolor paint does not mix. So let's see what else. And always, when you're going out, bring a couple towels. You need towels, and they don't have to be clean towels. In fact, they can be like my towels. They're really colorful. I could frame that, I think. But you need a couple towels. You need some clips to clip your paper on your board. And a board. That's something else you need. You need a board. Just what I have is just two pieces of cardboard, and I tape one side of it, and in there I can keep my paper. Keep my paper inside, and as an easel, I can set it on my lap, or I can prop it up on a chair or a stool or whatever. So anyway, that's very simple to make, and it doesn't cost anything. One other thing, you need a container to pour your water in. When I'm painting plein air, I have this little collapsible bowl with water in. But you can put water in anything that holds water. When I'm painting in my studio, I usually use the dog dish. One time I was painting, and I had my water in a dog dish, and I was painting on the Santa Cruz beach, and a lady and her dog walked by, and the dog came over and drank all my water, right out of my bowl. So, so if you're painting around animals, watch out, because they're very attracted to your bowl of water. And other miscellaneous supplies you'll need is a pencil and a kneaded eraser. Eraser is like a piece of putty. They sell them in art stores, and you use that to. I always want to do a sketch. Let's say your subject is this. This is Mount Diablos. You're going to put in lightly in the mountain, and over here is a tree. Over here, and there's the foreground. That's all. On a simple scene, that's about all you want to do. And then if you want to change your composition way, you use a kneaded eraser, because it doesn't scratch the paper. The kneaded eraser to erase your pencil marks and come back and correct it like that. And don't do too much drawing. Don't try to be too exact, or very meticulous in your drawing. Stay very loose and very sketchy, because when you start painting, you want to paint quickly and spontaneously. You don't want to labor over every brush stroke. One other thing you might carry, I always carry a Swiss Army knife. It's around for several reasons. One, you might break the point on your pencil, so you can use this to sharpen a new point on your pencil, or you can use it to scratch out whites on your on your drawing. Here, say on this tree, say I want this a light, so where the light is hitting it, and maybe another place up there, because the light gets through there. Scrape that out. Just be careful, don't stab your leg. So that's about it. And so keep watching. I'll have more paintings coming in the future. Thanks for watching.